Hey! So I finished the install on your Raxus Starkiller hilts. This is from Solo Sabers and Korbanth. Installed with a taco shop chassis. So here's your Raxus hilts. We have the add-on crystal chamber backing back there. We have 3 crystal chambers in here, as well as an illuminated neopixel connector in there. To this side over here, there's also a magnetic door. So you can just remove that to reveal the internal chassis. And this is held on with magnets over there. And then the other doors are just glued on. So to access the internals for the saber, you need to unscrew the lower handle here. So just unscrew that. So the chassis is a little bit on the tighter end. So just carefully remove that, revealing your taco shop chassis. Over here we have a brass cover for the soundboard, and also covers the OLED screen over there. To the back we have 2 extra crystal chambers. So there's the main internal one over there, and then there's this little thing over there that is run with a motor. We have our 3rd crystal chamber over there. And then this is the battery cover. Down here we have our kill switch, so flipping it to the left is off, flipping to the right is on, and we have a 28mm bass speaker down here. So the 2 compartments that can be removed are the battery door over here, which is one of the tighter ones. Just carefully wedge or dig your fingernail into the sides here, the sides of the panel, and just remove that cover. So the saber does take a much smaller 18350 battery over there, and the battery is a little bit tight, so I kind of wedged in there. Since we're using a Proffie v3, you can actually charge this battery with the onboard USB. So if it becomes too much of a hassle to remove the battery, you can just charge it from the Proffie itself. And then removing the magnetic cover for the Proffie board. There's your Proffie v3. So if you wanted to charge the battery without having to remove the 18350 battery, you can just charge it via this micro USB port over there. So let's flip the kill switch on.
What do we do?
So loaded on the saber are the 2 Ronin fonts. There's the Ronin as well as the Bandit, and the rest of it are the Kyber's Workshop fonts.
Disgraceful.
So the OLED shows the current name of the font, as well as the current battery level.
Red, blue, green,
And I also have the crystal chambers mimic the main blade color.
purple.
Just a simple wonder.
Over here are our 2 switches. The top one is the main switch, the bottom one is the auxiliary. So you tap the top one and turns it on. So you can see the 2 internal crystal chambers along with the motor running that, as well as the main external crystal chamber. Flash on flash. We got smooth swing, as well as accent swings. So once the main blade is retracted, the motor stops spinning, and then when it's ignited, the motor starts spinning. So to put the lower shell back on, so because the chassis is a little bit tighter, you want to be a little bit careful. Just slide the lower shell on, and then just screw it in. Because the chassis actually ends up being longer than the space allocated inside this lower shell, you don't actually want to screw the lower shell all the way in. because if you screw it all the way in, you're actually going to be making contact with the rim of the speaker. And if you do that, it may actually end up damaging it if you turn the saber on and have the speaker pulsating and pushing against the pommel. So just screw it partially in, and then make sure that the rim of this pommel isn't making too much contact with the speaker. So from the slots, the reveal over here, you can actually see the internal crystal chamber. Up here we have our illuminated needle-pixel connector to track the main blade. So I don't actually have a 7/8 inch diameter test blade, but I do have a full-length blade. So I'm just going to insert it just to kind of show it igniting. So on the Raxus here, the blade retention screw is actually hidden. It's actually hidden with this black button, the rear black button. So to access the blade retention screw, you just want to unscrew this rear black button. And right there would be the set screw for your blade. So to insert a blade, you'd want to remove that rear black button, exposing the set screw. So I've loosened the set screw back there. It takes a 1.5mm Allen key. So once the set screw is loosened, just carefully slide the blade in. And because it is a tighter blade socket, you want to be very careful when inserting the blade. So I'm using a needle-pixel connector, which also has blade detection set up. So when the saber makes contact with the blade, it plays a blade insertion sound, and when the blade is removed, it plays a blade removal sound. It's a battery level.
Disgraceful. Red. Blue.
Cycling through the colors.
Green. Purple. Yellow. White.
Just a simple wonder.
And then back to the Ronin font. So there you go. Here's your Raxus Saber installed with a Proffie v3.9 in a Talco Shop chassis. If you have any questions, please feel free to let me know. And as always, thank you so much for letting me work on this, and may the force be with you.